Again. Okay, so we are going to move on to writing because we're not able to work on our current research project. We're going to do informative writing in a different way. So based on what we learned in the last lesson when it came to our main idea and primary and secondary details, we're going to be doing a writing piece very similar to this one between this week and next week. So this week we're going to be doing a lot of the brainstorming, thinking of some ideas, and then filling out our graphic organizer, so kind of getting our ideas straight. And then we're going to be working on the drafting and the drafting piece maybe today. I'm not sure exactly how long it's all going to take you guys, but we're going to get started and kind of see where things go. So for writing, we're working on informative writing. So informative writing means that we are giving people information, okay? So it's not to tell a story, it is to relay information. So the previous example about spring, they were giving us information about spring. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be coming up with some ideas that we know a lot about where we could inform others. So I'm not going to be super strict on what kind of informative piece that you're going to write, but I want it to be something that you really enjoy and something that you are feeling really good about and you know quite a bit about. So it can range from horses to Pokemon, or from a book that you read to a food that you are, a food that you love. Okay, so it can really be any kind of range of things. So the very first thing that we are going to do is we're going to start thinking of ideas about what we're going to write about. So when you're thinking, I want you to think that you're going to be writing a piece very, 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 very similar to this, about this same length, maybe slightly shorter, so probably more like 3 paragraphs, hopefully, from each of you. Some of you I know can do 4 or even 5, but depending on where you feel comfortable, I'm going to say 2 would be the minimum, and I don't know what just happened. So 2 would be the minimum, and I'd say 5, 6 would be the maximum. So you guys know your level. Your parents are probably here with you, kind of monitoring as you do this. So they can kind of help you out as well with how much they think that you should be writing. So first order of business is to come up with our ideas. So what is something that you would like to write about? What is something that you know about? So in order to do that, today we're going to be using, I should probably have you guys take a second and look for your pages. So you had all that stuff printed out that I sent out, and what I'd like for you to do is find this sheet. So it says main idea, and then this informative writing graphic organizer, okay? So these are the 2 things that we're going to be working with today. So go ahead and find those. Give you a minute to find them. Make sure you have a pencil. And then come back with me. So on the back of this sheet, so I want you to flip it over to the side that has nothing. You are going to write on the top, informative writing ideas. So on here, what I want you to do is take about 5 minutes. So you're going to go ahead and pause this, and I want you to take about 5 minutes and come up with as many ideas as you can to fill up your paper. So you can do bullet points. You can just kind of write all over. I just want you to have free range to think. So you can do bullet points. You can just kind of write whenever you think of something. But I want you to take about 5 minutes to come up with as many ideas of things that you're really, really excited about. So go ahead and pause, write some ideas down, and then come back with what to do with them. So here we are. These are my ideas, okay? I would say that hopefully you guys have more than me, but these are the ideas that I have come up with, and that's where we're going to go from here. So after you have those ideas, what I want you to do next is I want you to look at all of them, and I want you to decide which two of these do I like the most, okay? So you're going to choose two. So I want you to read through them and say, which ones do I, maybe not necessarily which ones do I like the most, but which ones do I know the most about, okay? Which ones do I know the most information about? Which ones could I write the most about, okay? And I want you to circle them. Okay, once you have them circled, so I chose my two, so I hope you guys chose your two. What you're going to do is you're going to take those two and you are going to flip over your page, not that one, this one, and where it says main idea, you're going to write in that topic, okay? So this is all just brainstorming. This is your thinking. This is your trying to figure out, what am I going to write about? Because remember, you're going to be writing like a full page of information on this. So this is just to kind of get your idea straight before you start writing. So it's called pre-writing, which is an organizational tool to help you write more thoroughly and have more organization in your writing. So go ahead and write in your ideas under your main idea. Oops. And if there's any time I'm going too fast, which I might be because I'm not able to watch you, please just pause and then continue going. You're probably going to have to pause several times throughout. So you're going to write in your ideas. Now your next step is going to be to fill in these details, okay? So what does that mean, okay? It means three big topics. Three big topics that you're going to come up with. So you can almost look at that as your primary details, or more of your main ideas, actually. Let me take that back. These are going to be kind of like your main ideas of each of your paragraphs. So underneath, I want you to fill out three big things that you know about your main topic, because these are going to be each of your paragraphs. Okay? So you can pause, maybe take 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm not sure how long it's going to take you to fill out three big things that you know about your particular topic. Okay? When you have those, we can come back together. Okay? So pause. Okay, so I have them, well, you guys should have them all filled out. Some of you might have written more than just one word, but this is just kind of a way to get you started. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and I'd like you to actually go ahead and grab your other informative writing graphic organizer. And we're going to do another type of graphic organizer on the back there. Or actually, if you have another piece of paper, that probably would be a little bit more helpful, so that you can eventually use them both. So I'm just going to use the back of my spring here. There's no reason to waste paper. So, so you have your ideas. These should have three things filled in on yours. I just didn't have that. And then you're going to choose which one gave me better things to write about. Which one gave me more ideas. And you want to think about down here, which ones of your details can you have more information about, okay? So I want to be able to expand on each of these ideas. So for me, I chose winter, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually transfer this over to my blank piece of paper. I know I'm probably going really fast for you guys, so please, please, please pause as we kind of go through this. So you're going to pause and you're going to take a minute and you're going to write in a big circle like this. You're going to write, maybe not quite as big, maybe a little bit smaller. I wish that I had done that with a pencil. Learning tool. So maybe like a circle like this, not that bigger one, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And then from there, you're going to do your 3 details coming off in another circle. Okay, so we're making a graphic organizing web, okay? And then in each of those circles, you're going to write your 3 details. So I'm going to write in those Christmas, snow, and sickness, okay? Now from there, what I want you to do is I want you to come up with more little web parts that you can add to each of them, okay? So for example, Christmas. Actually, I'll skip Christmas. I'm going to go with snow. Snow. So off of snow, I know that with snow, you can go skiing. So I'm going to put skiing next to snow. I'm going to put building snowman. I'm going to put sledding. I'm going to put winter gear. Okay. So I'm going to put all these ideas that have to do with snow. So these are just giving me some ideas of things that I'm going to be able to write about. So just like you guys did before coming up with ideas, we're coming up with more ideas. We don't necessarily have to write about every single one of them, but it's going to give us ideas. So I want you to have maybe 2 to 5 around each of these. So go ahead again and pause. And I want you to come up with 2 to 5, depending on your level, ideas around each of them. So I'm only modeling this one. So pause, take about 5 to 10 minutes, and do all of that. Okay, so you should be done. You should have all of them filled out at this point. So what we're going to do now is, if you feel comfortable, which I think all of you probably can do this part, is I want you to come up with some secondary details. So like if I was to look at this snow example, I'm going to kind of like this, so that's kind of what you guys see. So if I'm going to look at the snow example, I'm going to think, what else can I tell you about each of these ideas? Okay, so for skiing, I might say Bear Creek, because I went skiing at Bear Creek this winter. Okay, so that's something that I want to tell you guys about in my story. Okay, skiing reminds me of Bear Creek. Or skiing, I might put next to it snowboarding, because skiing and snowboarding are related. B-O-A-R-D. So you're kind of coming up with some additional ideas to go with that first one. So for winter gear, I'm going to come off of that and I'm going to put hats, snow pants. I wish you guys could kind of see. Bear with me here. And I might write gloves. Okay. Building snowman, I might write snow angels. I might write Frosty the Snowman. So these are just some ideas for you guys. Okay. So what we're going to do is you're going to pause again. This might take you a good 10 minutes to do. So I want you to expand as much as you possibly can. This is just a way to get your brain going and get you thinking of all the things that you can write about when it comes to your writing a little bit later, okay? So you can keep going. I can literally expand this as far as I want to.